Simon, the Oatlands landfill site, again, problems. For the benefit of people who don't exactly know what is going on there, just briefly summarize what the problem is.
Yes, Johan, firstly, due to heavy rains, it was due to heavy rains and also to the fact that there was some breakage that took place within the pump system.
You say breakage? Well, breakage, what kind of breakage?
It looks like there was interference with the pump system. Though now we have repaired the pump system and we have ensured that it is secured so there can be no interference. But then, whilst there was that breakage and then heavy rains came, the dam, the two leachate dams, were full, and then they overflowed to the dam, and the dam was contaminated. The dam that sometimes flows to the river.
Okay, before we get to that, the interference question, I don't want to put you in a corner because I know it's sensitive, but any idea who would do something like that?
I wouldn't like to speculate, but when the assessment was done in terms of what was the problem with the system, it looked like there was interference, and the investigation was done, but then it could not be established really what really happened to the system.
Okay, let's look at the spillage. If I understand it correctly, it's because one of the pumps, the main pump, is not working. As broke down, and then while it was also raining, so that exacerbated the problem.
Yes, it's a combination of the two. I can affirm that it is the combination of the two. That there was a breakage, the system was not working properly, and then there were heavy rains. Then that led to the spillage.
But Simon, doesn't that mean that there's a flaw in the system, or that the design is flawed? I mean, surely you should have a backup pump if something like this happens?
We have professional engineers who are dealing with the system and with the site, who are managing the site, and the advice that we get from them is that we are complying. However, they have proposed that perhaps an irrigation system, an additional system that will act as a backup, should be installed. However, we have applied to Department of Agriculture and Environmental Affairs, and once we get that approval, then we can implement that system. That system will then act as a backup.
But even so, Simon, the information that we have is in the past, I think it was about 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, when the new additions were done, input from the outside was that it was not going to work, that it was too risky, and the municipality didn't listen. Is there any truth in that?
I can indicate that there were engagements, but then finally, as an implementing government, we are supposed to then get professional advice, because what the input was coming from interest groups, but then we had to act according to the professional advice, and we acted according to the professional advice. To me, I can say, though we didn't act exactly as it was the input from the interest group, but what was indicated by the interest group was incorporated in this professional advice, though not wholly incorporated.
But you would agree it's a big risk. I mean, if we should have lots of rain and the pump should break down again, the same thing will happen.
Yes, I can say it's a risk of another spillage. But perhaps if you can go to the spillage itself, the spillage, we have done tests not once, but the tests have indicated that the contaminated water that spilled to the environment do not cause that severe, harm to the environment. They are within the general accepted levels.
Simon, without going into specifics, if I say to you that the municipality in the past took wrong decisions, and we have a situation now, not extremely serious, but still serious, but the municipality does not want to admit that they took wrong decisions in the past, instead of now saying, okay, we took wrong decisions, now how do we fix?
I wouldn't say it was a wrong decision, but rather at that particular time, it was a right decision, and we believe that because it was coming from a professional person, believe that it was a correct decision, but. Because of the changing weather patterns, then it may happen that then that particular decision has then turned out to not to be suitable, to accommodate or to cap the problems.
Okay, it's a bit unfair to ask you this because you're not an engineer, but looking back, take it back to 2009, 2008, if, or with the benefit of hindsight, if you could change the decisions, would you do so with the benefit of hindsight?
When we were presenting the submissions by the interest groups, I don't want to be specific on who said what. When we presented their recommendations, there were comments even coming from the professionals that even that in itself will not be enough. So to me, it's not that even that input was going to address maybe the current situation. To me, maybe I can say once we have that irrigation system as a backup, then I think maybe problems can be maintained.
Yeah, I'm correcting some of the problems of the past. Okay, now how do we go from here? What is going to happen?
Right now, we are waiting for tests. We have applied to DWA so that they can give us a permission to purify the contaminated dam so that we can then release. Because if you purify, we can purify, then rains, I think in 2 days, there will be some other rains. So we can purify and then maybe will not be releasing because we don't have permission or authority to release. So we are waiting, and we have, as I indicated in my comments in House It, that we have then started the processes of high-level communication. We have engaged, people at the higher level so that we can get that authority. So in trying to accommodate it, and we have also spoken directly with the officials from Department of Agriculture and Environmental Affairs that they let them reconsider our application for the irrigation system as a long-term solution, because the issue of purifying and then releasing so that you can lower the levels of the water, it's more of a short-term solution. So the long-term solution, so we are also going that route for the...
Speaking of engagement, what about the interest groups? Are you going to engage them as well? Because I think they are anxious that it should happen.
Yes, we are going to report actually in every meeting, because there are regular meetings. We report the progress.
Any indication in the near future? Because I think they're waiting for a meeting.
Yes, I think there will be a meeting before the end of this month.
Simon, one more question. AfriForum's criminal case against the previous municipal manager, do you know about it? Apparently for I think if I understand correctly, it's criminal negligence, and the case has been lodged in the Supreme Court.
No, I'm not aware of that particular case. I'm not aware. But my comment on that, if there is such, I will say I believe that the previous municipal manager acted according to the advice he got from professional person. So, and he was not acting as an individual, but was acting, on behalf of the municipality, because we are paying that professional engineer.
Simon, thank you very much, and thank you for being prepared to be in the firing line.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much. Okay.